Okay. Hi, my name's Ava, and my group members are Floor. If you could raise your hands because I know our names are mixed up. Brianna, Tada, and Abraham. And our group made, our idea was to make a at-home test strip for chlamydia. So we're gonna show you a video. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. And we're gonna show you our video on how we got there.
Thank you for joining us today at E3 Civic High's online exhibition. Our group is excited to share with you our journey in creating our home test strip for chlamydia, keeping in mind the Sustainable Development Goals, making our product affordable and available to all. In order for my group to make the best possible product, we first need to understand how chlamydia really works. Now, we learned that chlamydia is a bacteria, which infects host cells in order to spread. Now, this bacteria is made of a protein, which is made of enzymes. An enzyme essentially breaks things down, which explains why when chlamydia spreads from host cell to host cell, it breaks it down and takes over. As explained, chlamydia is a contagious STD that affects women and men alike. Anybody that is having unprotected sex is vulnerable to this infamous disease.
Our product is a test strip that provides an at-home, discreet way to tell if you should seek medical attention or not. With our simple yet innovative device, it will be possible to quickly, confidentially, and most importantly, affordably test without the hustle and bustle of going to your nearest pharmacy.
In the weeks prior to creating our project, we spent cultivating and researching different bacteria. With the help of our LF, Mr. Rogans, we swabbed, plated, and watched grow 6 different bacteria from around the school. We did this to ensure we knew the most about the chlamydia bacteria and how it worked, so that our product works best for you.
We are all about our clients' and buyers' confidentiality. So after purchasing product, the testing kit will be delivered in discreet packaging. The individual will receive a 2 sterile cotton swab, a pair of gloves, and a plastic container with the actual test in it. After swabbing the affected area, they will then swipe with the same contaminated cotton swab onto the test strip and put a plastic cap on top. If they are positive, the test strip will change colors.
Our at-home test strip is even more important now, especially in the times of COVID-19. We want to eliminate the possible unnecessary trip of going to get tested and putting yourself at risk of contracting the virus. It's important even during these times to keep your reproductive health in mind, and hopefully with our product, people can feel more at ease with an answer at hand. Thank you for watching and allowing us to share all of our hard work.
We appreciate you taking the time to come to E3's exhibition.
We hope this was informative.
And that you remember to stay safe and encourage your loved ones to do the same.
Okay. Thank you for watching our video. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer.
Before we ask for questions, I would also like to mention that the reason we wanted to do a test strip that's at home, you could say that you could just go to Planned Parenthood and ask for an STD test, right? But in the current political climate, it's very hard to do that because there are some very ruthless protesters. They're not very friendly, and it's very scary to go as, you know, a person. Like, it's scary for anyone to just go to Planned Parenthood and be, you know, confronted by these people. So,
also, yeah. Also, unfortunately, a lot of people are embarrassed to go get tested, which you shouldn't be. It's very important for your reproductive health to be tested to know if you're safe and keep others safe. But we understand that people do get embarrassed, so it's something where you don't have to go for an unnecessary trip.
Any questions, guys? Question and answer session now. Okay, well, I have one. What made you guys focus on chlamydia of all the potential STDs? What was this, the focus on it? Yeah?
So we chose chlamydia because chlamydia actually if it goes untreated, it leaves permanent damage to someone's reproductive system. So in order to keep the reproductive system from being permanently damaged, our product would actually test to ensure that people would know early on if they had it, so that they can get the treatment that they need.
Yeah, because it's so treatable. So unlike an STD like HIV, where it's not as treatable, we want to make sure people aren't getting permanently damaged by something they can avoid.
Okay, very good. Okay, we have a question here from one of our guests. How close were you to actually making the product? So how close were you to making an actual product?
I would say we were about halfway there. We submitted our form for ingredients before we were forced to go into quarantine, but unfortunately, due to quarantine, we weren't able to actually put the majority of those resources to use and create a working prototype.
We also worked with Dr. J, one of our LFs that helped us as well, and he has connections with UCSD and the people there, and they were going to help us actually make our prototype into a actual working test. So, but unfortunately, we did get the quarantines. So.
All right, cool, very cool, guys. Any other questions before we move on to the feedback? Got another question. Did you use actual chlamydia bacteria samples?
I can get this one as well.
Okay.
The answer, really quick, no. We're high school students, and I'm pretty sure, even if we did get a hold of it, our school in particular would not let us, because, we're high school students. That probably wouldn't work out too well if we weren't, properly trained.
You have to be 18 to use bacteria like that.
Yeah, that was the whole point of us testing different bacteria that acted like chlamydia, so we could have a better understanding.
Wow, very nice. Another question comes, would you have to pay for this product?
The product wouldn't be free, but it wouldn't be too expensive. So it's not something that is going to be a luxury, but more of something that's easier for you to get.
So actually there are some chlamydia tests, but they do require to be sent to a lab, and we want to keep it confidential, as well as those tests are actually really expensive. And our goal is to make it affordable for everyone, so that nobody is excluded and gets permanent damage to their reproductive system just because they don't have enough money to get tested.
Okay, very nice. All right. Another question here. The question is, would it work like a pregnancy test?
Yes and no. Yes, the fact that you have to put something on it and then wait for it to change. No, in the sense that you're not using urine, you're using a swab of your genital area and putting it on the test strip.
If you would like to compare it to another test, it would be better to compare it to a pH test or a glucose test. It's a lot more similar to that than a pregnancy test.